thanks for coming back. This will be part 2. We're going to get into the sawmill action today. It should be really exciting today to see us get some great boards out of these poplar trees. For you guys that didn't see part 1, this is only our second video ever. Part 1, we went in the woods, we cut down and drug out some poplar logs to use on the sawmill today. What we had was the one poplar tree, but was able to get 3 16-foot logs out of that one poplar tree. With that poplar tree on the sawmill day, we are going to make 1x6 fence boards. I'll actually cut them 5/4. They're 16 foot 6 inches long. We'll shoot for around 6 inches wide. Then once we get them cut, we'll get them stacked and stickered. And I'm really anxious to see how many boards we can get today from these 3 poplar logs. We're using them for a fence here on the property to make for the horses. Don't know exactly for sure how many fence feet we're going to install yet. I'm guessing it's going to take us 4 or 5 or maybe even 6 nice poplar logs to get the amount of fence we'll need to make a 4-board fence. So today we're going to be loading them on the LT 35. It's a hydraulic. It's a Woodmizer. This is 1 year of owning a Woodmizer sawmill. I'm by no means a professional sawyer. I've learned a lot, and it's exciting. It's very interesting to learn. Every time I run this sawmill, I learn something new, and it's fun. It's hard work. Don't get me wrong. It's a lot of head scratching and labor to get to off bear the lumber that you cut. It's enjoyable. I'm learning each time I cut. I learn something new. Right now we're in a heated shop, which when I start sawing, when I fire the LT35 up, I will open the doors. We got some fans to get those exhaust fumes out of the building. And even with the fire going, it does stay fairly decent temperature-wise. Today it's in the low to mid-20s now outside. But believe it or not, by having this fire going, even with the doors open, it'll stay comfortable. And that's one of the reasons I kind of had this shop. So without any further ado, let's make some sawdust. How about that GoPro video? That is some sweet, sweet action right there. This log's cutting up really, really nice for us today. Up until right about now, we had a blade snap. Just when we were getting to the point where we could make some money here with this log, cutting our 5/4 boards. 5/4 is actually 1 1/4 inches. Once that board dries, it'll be down around 1 inch. Here we are changing the blade. The Woodmizer system is really, really quick. To change a blade, it takes only a few minutes at the most. That blade that we took off pretty much slid right out of the way. We had the new blades. We got several new blades ready to go at any time, so it's a quick change. Get it lined up, check the tension, clamp her down. We was back to sawing in about a minute or so, probably 2 minutes. Doesn't happen real often, but when it does, you know, when that blade starts to show, it's like any type of other blade. You can tell when it's struggling. So that's when we know to change the blade. Once we got that blade changed, we jumped back into the log and moved forward with the cutting, and had a very good wrap up to the day. What a day, guys, what a day. We actually, and closing up here on the second video ever, we actually completed video 1 and video 2 in the same day. I'm sitting here on this beautiful stack of poplar that we cut. We were able to get about 64 fencing boards out of those 3 logs that we drug out of the woods. According to my calculations, roughly 240 feet, linear feet of fence that we can install from that one tree. Probably gonna need to do that 5-6 times. Who knows? My wife gets involved, we might have to do like 30 acres, and we'll be cutting all summer. But this is a great start. I'm glad you guys got to see the complete process. Things went pretty smooth. I mean, what about the blade snap? The blade snapped. I went through the log. I raised the head. Coming back, and boom, it snapped. That's the 3rd time it's happened in 1 year. I've got probably 100 and some hours on the sawmill now from running it. That's the 3rd blade only ever to happen. I'm tickled that we actually got it on camera. I don't know what happened. I didn't spend a lot of time inspecting the blade, but it was a resharpened blade. Something must have just happened with the tension or a weak weld. I don't know. Like I said, only 3rd time, so luckily it wasn't too dangerous when it did happen. That's something I wanted to touch on. Is we're running the Jerry's Resharp, or actually they're Jerry Ripper 37s, I believe they're called. And then I send them to Woodmizer. Our local Woodmizers is in Indianapolis. It's a couple hours away, but their resharpening process at Woodmizer in Indianapolis is excellent. They actually send me the shipping labels. I package the used blades. Boom! Within a week, they're back on my doorstep. So that's great. And I usually don't push the blades too much, just because I like to cut clean and as quick as possible when we're cutting with the Sawmill. And that program's it's awesome. Just wanted to recap though that once again, I'm not a professional sawyer. I'm hoping a lot of people watch this video and they've learned something. Maybe they've learned what not to do. But if anything else, when I got this Sawmill, I looked and I watched YouTube. I watched several different videos on different sawmills. That's when I chose to go with the Woodmizer brand. I went with hydraulic just for the simple fact that I like to stay busy, and from the videos I gathered that if you go with the manual sawmill, it wears you out so much. Having a hydraulic sawmill, if you're working it by yourself like I did today, it wears you out unloading, off-bearing the lumber. But imagine if I had to take those poplar logs, and manually load them on the machine, roll them, pinch them. I would have been whooped. I'm kind of already whooped, but it would have been even worse. So that's kind of why I went with the hydraulic. I think it's a must. To each their own. If you're just wanting to cut a few boards here and there, maybe the manual is your speed. That's why we went with the hydraulic. So I appreciate you all guys. Everybody watching. I hope we get some more opportunities to make more videos, and in the next coming weeks I'd really like to do one on some cherry cabinets. I'd like to take a cherry log that we have, let it dry some, and actually custom build a nice little cabinet. I think it would turn out really cool. And I got a couple obstacles we're working with now with the property. One is drainage. The driveway drainage is kind of terrible. It's just that yucky time of year. I think there'd be a good opportunity to do some work there on the driveway and also showcase it with a video. Several projects coming up with our new page here, Cairn Creek. Like I said, we'll try to release the video maybe once a week. I think we're really excited about what's going on, and definitely excited to be able to show more of our friends and family and people, future friends maybe, people we obviously don't know, but if we can give some insight into the trials and tribulations of a property management on a little woods type farm that we have here, I think it's great. So if you liked what you saw today, please tell your friends. I guess like and share it, get the word out, so we can have the encouragement to keep doing these videos. And then if you saw something today that you thought I could do better, let me know in the comments. Let us know, and we'll appreciate having you today. Thanks.